Welcome to Whispering Spirit Tarot. Oh, I forgot to go on my Facebook page. Here it is. I hope you've had a great weekend. It's a storm here today, here in Perth. Hi, whoever's joined, good to see you. I will just do my usual share. Just waiting for it to pop up. Hi Charlotte, great to see you. Okay, share. So I'll just share into my group. Yes, I've been working today. I've done a couple of readings today, which was fun. It's always good to do. Every bi-weekly, every second weekend, I work. I do readings. It's not really work. It's fun. I love it. I get to meet amazing people and have amazing sessions. I'm just going to quickly share this. Oh, what am I writing? Here we go. Whispering Spirit Tarot, weekly report. There we go. Posted. Hi, Irina. Good to see you. Yes. So, and I'll just post. Oh, what's happened? Looks like that's done something strange. Whoops. I'll load it up again. Slow start, guys. I've just got to do my usual shares. That's okay whilst everybody hops on. Hi, Nicole. Good to see you. I'm great. Thanks for asking. How are you going? Hi, Morgan. Back on my page again. I don't know what happened. It just sort of paused for a moment. Crashed, actually. So now I'll share into my group. Yes, we had beautiful weather and then it just turned to shit today. It's been really wild. This morning I had to run out and grab flying buckets and things. 6:30 in the morning I'm running outside trying to rescue potential debris that was going to smash into windows. It got crazy. There was just a crazy weather moment. Hi Sean, good to see you. Hi Mary. Hi Renee. I'm not sure we've met yet, but hi. Okay, I better share into my group and then I can get moving. Yes, crazy weather. Yeah, so I spent today working and creating content for my tarot program. Where's my group? Here we go. Right, it's in. Well, no it's not yet. Why won't it post? Is it posting now? Oh, it's working now. Okay, now I can relax. I can't relax until I've done all my shares. It's really, the connection's quite bad for some reason. Probably the storm. So I'll just have to look for comments up on here instead of looking on my computer. It's usually easier to see the comments on my computer, but nonetheless. So here we are, just through the Lion's Gate. Everybody's been posting all of this Lion's Gate wisdom over the last 48 hours. It's been enjoyable reading. I've been working. I bet that's been my Lion's Gate, working with people. It's been great. It's been really good. Yes, and they're making content for my tarot program. Hi Libby, lovely to see you. Hi Tabitha, glad you joined. Good to see you. It's nice to see everyone. Thanks for popping in. Yes, so a little bit of housekeeping. Well, I probably should introduce myself to people who are new to the video that might watch the video later. My name is Marina Lovas. I refer to myself as the Soul Purpose Mentor, and I support intuitive and spiritual entrepreneurs to monetize their passion to purpose, creating programs and services that sell out. Plus, I mentor women, usually, in the art or the heart of channeling and tarot, the Mythic Tarot, which I'm going to share with you tonight. Hi Joe, good to see you. Yes, so yeah, a little bit of housekeeping. I have, better do that too. I'll put that in the comments section. I have a 4-week program, a channeling program that starts on the 18th of the 18th of August. It's a 4-week program where I'm going to teach you how to channel the light beings, how to channel spirit, how to be a medium for spirit, for light. And there are 4 components. I'm going to teach you how to activate your heart consciousness, how to work somatically or have embodiment experiences with spirit, moving into trance state, how to do automatic writing, how to verbally channel, how to read for yourself and others. And yeah, we will put, where did that card go? Interesting card. Oh, I like this card. I'll talk about that card later. Yes, so it's a 4-week program. It's for those who want to learn, who want to practice channeling. And the best part about this program is that you get to practice with each other every week. So it's an experiential journey. It's not reading a book. And you know, I do this one-to-one, which is great, and there are benefits to doing one-to-one channeling training, but there are also great benefits to doing group work, because you get to practice reading for others each week, and with people who love channeling as well and who are open to learning with you, and who won't judge you because they're learning with you. So you get to practice together. And then obviously with my support and my mentorship along the way, I've been doing channeling or teaching channeling for a long time, 27 years. I even tried to run away from it at one point when I was in my early 20s. I took off traveling the world, and I gave up. I had a business back then, teaching channeling back then. Full-time business. Well, it was part-time, but full-time income. And yes, I ran away, all the responsibility, and it followed me. It followed me over there. I started teaching. I started nannying. And then I was teaching the mums that I was nannying for when they discovered what I was doing. Next minute, I'm teaching them all channeling, Reiki. I ran Reiki events. God knows, I was so brave. I was so brave back then. I'm still pretty brave now, but I was much braver than what I am now. So I couldn't get away from it. It follows me. It follows me everywhere. It's part of my life's work. Anyway, there's a link in the comments. Would love you to join. You're most welcome to join. It is via Zoom. Don't be deterred by that. It's still amazing. You will still have an experience. I'm going to teach you how to embody the light beings, spirit, your spirit guides, your soul family. And we can do that as a group. It's amazing. It's fun. Hi Beck, lovely to see you. Hi Robert. Hi Jen. Nice to see you. Oh, it's good to see everyone. So pleased that you're all here. Okay, I think I've shuffled the cards enough. So, how this works for new people that may just be joining or may watch the replay, I'm going to pick, God, I feel like my lips are really dry there. I'm going to pick 3 cards, and I pick them randomly. I don't pre-pick them before the session, and then I will read the energy report for the week. And so I read for the collective. I believe that your energy is directly influencing what's coming through, that it's not by mistake that you're here, and that where I'm reading for the collective, your energy, my energy, your spirit team, my spirit team, your higher self, my higher self, we're all working in collaboration together. It's a collaborative process. This doesn't have the same, this doesn't have impact without you here. You are definitely influencing what's coming through. And yes, and then after I've done the energy report, then I will pick, then I'll invite people to put yes in the comments section, and I'll do some free readings for people. I read, well, I'm quite thorough when I read, so if I don't get to you, if I don't see, if I don't see you, it's not because I'm excluding you. I just go a bit thorough on the readings. And also, don't forget, because this is for the collective, I do sometimes kind of generalize with the cards to reach other people who might be connecting with some of the content that I'm sharing in the one-to-one readings online. So if you're feeling like it's resonating for you, it's because it's meant to. If it's connecting with you, if you're feeling that connection with what's coming through, take it as a message for you. Okay, hi Emma, lovely to see you. Hi Kim, hi Holly. Oh, I didn't see you last week, good to see you. Hi Stephanie. It's nice to see everyone. I'm glad you could join me. Okay, I better pick 3 cards, shall I? I'll do that now. I hope they're good cards. Okay, first card, Wheel of Fortune. This is a major card. When I think of major cards, I've got dry stuff on my lips dry. I need to drink more water. It's bugging me. Anyway, major cards, they are archetypal. When a major card comes up in a reading, we know that it's a big lesson that we're currently learning, and it's something that I sometimes call the major cards like the fates, the big fates. And the minor cards are like the details of what's happening, with the details of the lesson that we're currently learning, how we're navigating through that, the elements that we're navigating through. And the court cards are like a bridge between the minor arcana and the major arcana. They give us a sense of identity in the story that unfolds from the cards. Tarot is quite sophisticated when we sit down and we look at how it all kind of works together. But anyway, so this is the Wheel of Fortune, and this card's about manifesting your destiny based on you being a creator of the experience. And I hear this a lot when people come to have readings with me. Sometimes there's an expectation that I'm going to give them all the answers, and having a reading with me then will determine what is going to happen in their future. But you are a collaborator in the experience. Your hand must turn the wheel as well. Your actions, your decisions and your actions are creating your fate. So this week we're being called to be mindful of that, to be mindful of our actions, to be mindful of our decisions and the impact that that can potentially have on our lives. The wheel doesn't necessarily turn in a negative way. The Mirai, these 3 women, they are the divine feminine, and they are the mystery of what unfolds when we trust our instincts, when we trust our intuition, and when we take risks, when we turn the wheel. The Mirai provide us, there's a mystery that awaits us when we become a participant, a collaborator in the experience of manifesting our destiny or manifesting our fate or creating our fate, when we take that responsibility to create what we want, when we become conscious creators. There's this mystery that happens, these miracles, these magical miracles that land on our path that we don't expect. This is the great mystery of the divine feminine. Just when we think that we get it, we realize that there's so much more that we don't know, that we don't quite understand, and there is a mystery to this card as well. Mysterious events, mysterious things appear on our path when we least expect, but we have to turn the wheel, and we have to take action, and we have to take the risk to discover these little diamonds of self-worth that we wouldn't ordinarily discover had we not turned the wheel. So we must be part of the collaboration of the process, or to be a collaborative component in the process of change, essentially. So the wheel is about change. It is about change, but it's the great mystery. There's a mysterious energy. You can see, as I was saying, there's 3 weavers in here. They are weaving our fate. The Mirai are weaving our fate, and they have, even Zeus had some fear of the Mirai and their power, because they had control over life and death. And so this is a very powerful card to have this week. This is the week to take that risk, to turn the wheel and trust in what potentially will unfold. There's a great mystery there. We can't know every detail. We're not meant to know every detail, but take the risk and turn the wheel. This is a good card. Doesn't that look good? Can you see what he's got in his hands? He's got a golden fleece. and he's got it up in the air, and he's holding it up like he's achieved something. So this is another positive card this week, the Six of Wands. All sixes in the tarot tend to be celebratory cards. They are fortunate cards where we can stop for a moment and pause to look back, to see how far we've come, to see how much we have actually achieved, what we've been able to create, what we've been able to manifest. This is a really positive card. This is getting what you want. Those of you who are potentially starting a new business, or well, maybe I'll say it like this: you've already started your business, or you've been applying for jobs that new employment, or you're wanting to up-level your career, or you're planning some kind of creative project that you want to create. This is your yes. This is your yes. Go for it. You are going to achieve what you want. This is a celebratory card. This is the achievement of getting what you want. So it's such a nice compliment to the Wheel of Fortune. When Jason gets this fleece, he does have to do. This is Jason here. He does have to make some tweaks. He did have to make some tweaks to the original vision. And I think we have to remember that, to be somewhat flexible about how things show up, or how we expect, or to let go of our expectations of how we think things should show up. Jason, he does get what he wants, but he has to tweak the vision a little bit to meet the challenges of direct experience, of being able to manage what shows up in direct experience. And it grows him, and it gives him the courage to face his fears, to overcome the challenges that we all face when we are trying to create something new, or when we're wanting, setting up a new business, or creating a new practice of some sort. Or this is a really positive card. So this is the card of hold, trust, have faith. That whatever you're planning with the Wheel of Fortune, the change, the actions that you take this week that are in alignment with what you truly want will get you what you want. Trust that. Oh, I was just reading about Narcissus today. Or Narcissus. How do I pronounce his name? Narcissus. I think I pronounced it. I'm not pronouncing it right. Hi Lilia, good to see you. Oh, thanks Morgan. So this card represents Narcissus. He is, or Narcissus. I'm not pronouncing it right, but doesn't matter. He's fallen in love with his own reflection. The Cups is about emotional energy. It's about feeling. It's about relationship. It's the relationship that you have with your heart. It's the relationship that you have with others. It's a relational card, and it exists in the world of emotion and heart connection and relationship, how we manage our relationships. And he was a very good, in the myth, he was gorgeous. He was stunning, and people would fall in love with him. But he didn't love anyone. Who he loved was himself. He is the narcissist. I'm not suggesting we're narcissists. There's a reason why I'm telling you this story. And so, what he does is that his mother's been warned by an oracle, and she says to him, you mustn't let him see his own reflection, because if he does, it will harm him, and he will die. And so his mother tried to stop him from seeing his own reflection, but eventually he does, and he does die, and he turns into the narcissus flower. There's more to the story. But this card is about the emergence of love, of self-love, the emergence of self-love, and that's in the extreme form. And the myths are often very extreme. But that's in the extreme form. But he represents the healing that comes after difficult times, particularly after difficult relationships, and the way in which we discover, or we find, or recapture, or reconnect with our heart. So he's the emergence of love in our life, the gentle, fragile emergence of love. That and the pages can also represent children as well. They can represent, you know, pregnancy or childbirth of a child, or the influence of our children on our lives as well. And so this card is he's about the gentle stirrings of this element moving into our life. And when we're working with the water element, we're working with our emotional world and our connection to our heart, the opening, the gentle opening of the heart, letting down the armor. So this card, I was just having this conversation with a client yesterday about self-love. We don't talk about it a lot. I certainly wasn't raised in a house where self-love was you know, topic of discussion. You know, we didn't discuss how do you love yourself, what does that really mean. And I did this meditation, or channeling meditation, with a client yesterday where we called in all these abandoned parts of herself that she sort of left out in the universe, these fractured parts of who she is, and invited her to bring them back in. So these are the parts of, you know, the relationship breakdowns that you've had that you might feel some shame around, and bringing her back, or the part of you that had an argument with somebody, and just bringing her back in, not being, you know, with open arms, opening your heart to bringing these parts of you back in that may have made mistakes, or that you may feel guilt over, or, you know, bringing all of these fractured, these parts of yourself that you've abandoned, slowly bringing that back in for healing and to experience wholeness again. So this card has that kind of energy. It's the gentleness of opening up your heart and your arms to all of you, to even the fractured, broken parts of you, because we all have these wounded selves, bringing them home and bringing them close. Accepting them for all that they are, no matter how damaged we might see those parts of ourselves in our past, to call them back in. So this is the card of self-love, of being gentle and kind to ourselves, but it's also the birth of something new, the birth of a child, the birth of new beginnings, birth of something new, and that we must treat it like you would a young child, to nurture it and to take care, and it's still somewhat fragile, so the gentle beginnings. Okay, so let me do a summary of these cards. Who is, somebody has saying, Libby, somebody's asking you for a reading. I might just block that person. How do I? Oh, I'll work it out later. Just ignore whoever that person is. Someone's trying to railroad. So let's do a summary. So this card represents turning the wheel. You are the creator of your destiny. Life is not happening to you, it's happening through you. You are the creatrix of your life. You are manifesting your destiny, and the way you do that is through your decisions and through your actions. It's actually your hand that's turning the wheel, but there's a great mystery with that, because even though your hand is turning the wheel and you feel like you're somewhat in control, there's also a mysterious element that participates, that throws the unexpected on our paths when we're willing to take the risk and when we're willing to turn the wheel, and to expect the unexpected. But take the risk, turn the wheel, become a conscious creator of your reality. Life isn't happening to you, you are creating it. Don't wait for life to happen to you. Start being a participant. Open the door, go out and start experiencing what it is that you want. Make it happen, go and create. Be a conscious creator in your reality. You will get what you want. You will get what you want if you choose to be a conscious creator. If you don't wait for it to happen to you, become part of the creative process. The creative process is like being on the edge of discovery. If you think of it like that, it's like being on the edge of discovery, and what you'll discover is your purpose. This is what the golden fleece represents. You get a sense of your destiny and your purpose. You get clarity. You have a moment to celebrate. It all comes to like, you get that moment of being awake and the understanding. You finally get it. You finally get it, and you have that moment to pause and breathe and to celebrate. There's more work. There's always more work with this card, but this is a celebratory card. It all starts to like. It all becomes clearer. You get clarity around job, about new businesses, about creative projects, and you get to see the visual, the materialization of the hard work that you've put in to get you to where you are today. And then this is the birthing of something new. It's about the healing of the heart, healing of past hurts, but a reconnection, allying with your heart, waking up your heart consciousness, feelings of self-love, the gentle stirrings of self-love, and taking care of yourself, bringing back those fractured parts of you back in so that you can feel that sense of wholeness again. New beginnings, new birth, new projects, exciting, but they need to be nurtured and loved and taken care of like you would a little child, like you would a brand new baby, like the birth of a new baby, like you would a new child. And this card it does contain healing. It's a beautiful card. You can see it's a beautiful card, even though the story of Narcissus is not so beautiful. He wasn't very nice. He wasn't very nice. There's a love story about him and Echo. Echo was this nymph who was so in love with him, and he rejected her, and she was beautiful. He rejected her, and Hera was a psycho. She was Zeus's wife, and Zeus would come down and frolic with the myths and the nymphs, and long story short, Hera had afflicted this pain on her where she could only be an echo. She could only echo the last word of what people would say. Horrible. And she fell in love with him, and he rejected her, and he was just horrible. So anyway, he wasn't a nice person. But anyway, moving on. Okay, that's not a good way to finish on this card. This card is about self-love. I promise you it's about self-love, bringing that back into your reality. So I will summarise those cards tomorrow, and I will do some readings. Hi Madeline, good to see you. Hi Corrine. So if you'd like a reading, please put yes in the comments section, and I shall read for you. Would love to. If you're feeling extra generous, you could possibly share my live for me. That would be kind. You don't have to. Don't feel compelled to do that. This might be your little secret Sunday night pleasure that you don't want anybody to know about. But if you're feeling generous, yes, please. I'd really appreciate it. Hi, Stephanie. Long time no see. Good to see you. Lovely to see you. Okay, who am I going to read for? Let me see. I don't know who to read for first. Beck, how about I read for you? I'll read for you, Beck. I'm shuffling these cards. I feel like somewhat dissociated tonight. There's a little bit of dissociation going on for me. It's an interesting feeling. I'm in this world and I'm in another world as well. It's like I've got 1 foot with you guys, 1 foot here, and 1 foot somewhere else. It's like I'm tuned in to some other frequency tonight. Yes, I need that the cups card as well to bring these parts of me back into. Hi Heidi, nice to see you here. Okay, Beck, this is for you. Okay, the earth element. Pentacles represents the earth element, and the earth element is about our material experience in the tarot. And it's about how we take care of our body, it's about how we take care of our finances, it's how we use our resources. And this is the card, this card represents the hard worker, somebody who's working really hard. Do you remember I said that this card was like, or that the court cards are like the bridge between the minor cards and the major arcana? They give us a sense of how we are in the world, or what we, how we're at the cycle, and our identity, how we're expressing our identity in the world. And in this card, he's very industrious. He's the hard worker. You can see he's very affluent, right? But that's because he works really hard. But the message in this card is that you have the ability to manifest what you want, that you can create the prosperity that you seek and that you want. But be mindful that the focus must be on doing what you love rather than the money itself, or rather than trying to get the abundance. This card is about the focus the shadow aspect of this card is that he's King Minos, and what happens to him is he turns everything to gold, including his wife and his daughter. And he loses everything that he loves because he's so focused on the money that he loses contact with what's really important. So this card, it does represent you getting focused, getting your focus back on track about what truly matters to you. And that the abundance will flow. Do what you love and the money will flow. And it's true, that is true, but it also does require a bit of hard work as well. I get that. So this card is about being industrious. It is about like sort of being like a CEO as well, being somewhat business minded about how you go about doing things, being strategic and planning, long-term planning. He's like the manifestation of the earth element in all of its physical abundance. So this is your capacity to create whatever you've got in your mind, whatever ideas that you have about how you want to fulfill your purpose, or how you want to make money in the world, or the business ideas, creative ideas, the way in which you want to earn a living is 100% possible. And you have the ability to manifest that. You must focus on love. Focus on for the love of it, not what you think you should be doing. Focus on what actually brings you joy. Because anything worthwhile manifesting does require some work. And when we're working in the earth plane as well, we're working with time. It does take time, we do have to be somewhat patient. With it's like building a house brick by brick. It doesn't happen in a blink. Well, it doesn't happen in an hour. It can take months. And like anything, Rome wasn't built in a day. So you need to have some patience as well about it manifesting. But this is your confirmation that abundance is yours, prosperity is yours. Stay focused on what you love. Okay. Yes, so you're being guided to focus on what actually lights you up, what has you feeling in love, what you never get sick of, what naturally is in the pocket of doing, of what's naturally in the pocket for you that feels good, that actually, it's not a hassle to do. You're not doing it just because you're trying to earn money the easy way or the quick way. You're doing it because you actually just fucking love it. It just feels good. Focus on that. Focus on that, because that will give you that sense of passion to purpose. And, it's not up to others to define how that looks for you. You don't have to try and meet the social standards or the society standards or your family's ideas of family idea of what that looks like. Like if I followed, if I followed what my family wanted for me, I wouldn't be sitting here doing this reading for you tonight. My family is still surprised. They still are in shock. They're very straight. They're very straight. They're still in shock that I actually earn a living doing what I love, How fortunate, but it does take hard work. You've got to remain focused. choose what your heart desires. You're allowed to want what you want. This is going to turn into a huge reading for Beck. I better stop. Struggle with patience. Yeah, you're not the only one. Okay, so who am I going to read for now? Now, I did see someone, Madeline. I'm going to read for you. So let's see what comes up. Are you still here, Madeline? I better check. Madeline, are you still here? You need to give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're still here before I read for you. Oh, you're welcome back. I think Madeline's gone. Just need to put yes in the comments section, Madeline, or give me a thumbs up so I know that you're here. Oh, you're here. Yes. Okay. Let's read for you. Oh, there's a card sticking out, but I'm paranoid now. Let me just quickly do it again because I was thinking about everybody else. Okay. Yep. I'm just going to trust. The magic word of the guides, trust. The famous words of the guides, trust. Okay. So the swords. Swords is about transformation. It's about the chaos of transformation, the disruption of transformation. And the swords aren't bad, but people tend to get a bit scared when they see the swords come up in a reading because it usually calls us out of our comfort zone. It requires us to clean up our karma. It often requires us to face difficult situations, have conversations we don't want to be having but feel like we have to have. And the swords are the truth. I like the truths, maybe the speaking our truth. It's like excavating the truth or finding the truth or stepping into our higher consciousness, awakening our wisdom. But it's about truth and values, our perception of that. And so in this card you can see here that Orestes, he's your psychology. He's your psychology, what's going on in your mindset. He's being tormented by these Mirai. Sorry, they're not the Mirai, the Furies. He's being tormented by the Furies. And the Furies are his guilt and fear and shame about the past. And the message in this card is that it's a fiction. Don't believe. You've got to somehow don't take on the voices from the past that are holding you back or telling you or trying to instill this guilt in you about what you've done wrong. You haven't done anything wrong. It's a fiction. It's a fiction of the mind, and you're being reminded that it is fictitious. Don't believe in the fear that's being manifested by this guilt from the past. And so this card, Orestes has had to do a lot. He's had to do a lot of personal work. And he's had to face some pretty difficult challenges. He's had to face some really difficult times in his past. He's had to confront his family. He's had to confront lovers. He's had to confront things that he really didn't want to have to clear up. It's like clearing family karma. And so he's somewhat tormented by that, by the responsibility of that. But the message in this card is that it's not determining your future. Don't let the fears or the past determine your future. It's not the truth. This is the card of catastrophizing, and it's a fiction. It's not the truth. You are being well protected. You are being well protected, and you can trust that. You can trust that. Whatever fears you have in your mind, it's not going to manifest. It's not going to happen. Be careful with this card. Sometimes we can let the fears determine our actions, and that is like one of the shadow aspects of this card is that sometimes we can let the fear, we make decisions based on fear. Don't make the decisions based on what you're scared of happening. Make decisions based on what you want, and thinking that it's going to happen, that you're going to get what you want, thinking the best, from a place of optimism and positivity. Take action from that place. Okay. Charlotte, would you like a reading? Hi Alana, nice to see you, nice to meet you. to see everybody online tonight. I do get pretty thorough, don't I, with the cards? Yes. You're so welcome, Madeline. Have a beautiful evening. Okay, Charlotte, you're here. Great. Let's get a card for you. So I was just thinking I might give my cards a cleanse tomorrow. The quickest way, I reckon one of the best ways of, well, I'll say this about cleansing cards. Whatever you do, don't use your sage or your incense. It destroys the cards. It destroys the material of the cards, the paper of the cards. Don't do that. You'll destroy your cards. Don't smudge them. If you're going to smudge them, put a cloth over them and smudge them with the cloth over them, because it will destroy your cards. My cards are so worn from the oils of my hands, and I just don't use any smoke to smudge my cards or anything like that. I think the best way to cleanse your cards is to put them back in order. To put them back in order and then reshuffle. Then reshuffle them. It's like it gives them a reset. It's a really good way to cleanse your cards. Okay, that was just a quick tip dropped in. I thought I'd share it. Spirit wanted me to share it, so there you go. Charlotte, for you. The Great Sacrifice. I was just talking about this card today. This guy here, his name is Prometheus, and he created man. Not woman, he created man. The Greek myths tend to be very patriarchal and misogynistic. Anyway, so Prometheus was a Titan. And he wasn't an Olympian. Oh no, he was an Olympian. Sorry, I got that wrong. Anyway, he wanted to evolve his creation, and the only way to do that was to bring fire to them. He could only evolve them through fire. So he asked Zeus for fire, but Zeus wouldn't give it to him. So he stole fire from Zeus to evolve his project, and he did that for the highest good of humanity. He did that for the highest good of mankind. And Zeus was really angry at him for doing that. He was upset with him, and he punished him for it. And he punished him for a long time. And so you can see here that he's the hanged man. He's hung upside down on this rock. And that eagle there, that's Zeus, right? That's Zeus. And Zeus comes down and pecks at his liver every day. And he doesn't die, he's suffering. He's suffering, and he's pecking at his liver. But his liver regenerates every day. It's regenerating every day. And so, eventually he's set free from his suffering, but not for a long time. I can really relate to this card, Charlotte. So the suffering does end eventually, right? But this is the card of the great sacrifice that we have to make for the highest good of everyone. That sometimes we have to make big decisions, and they're uncomfortable decisions, and the decisions that we're doing that's not just in the best interest of yourself, but it's in the best interest of others. And it's not about being a martyr. This isn't about making sacrifices because you're a martyr and, poor me, I'm just going to do this because this is what I always have to do. No, it's not about that. This is about the greater good. This is to evolve your whatever project, whatever it is that you're going through right now. There's a great sacrifice that must be made, and you need to trust that it will be worth it. It will cost you. There's going to be, some challenges there, some difficulties. You will be sitting in this place of uncertainty, wondering, have I made the right choice? Have I made the right decision? And did I do? Did I say, all of those questions, questioning yourself whether or not it was right. And it is right, but you have to go through this challenge. You need to go through this stage to appreciate what's on the other side of this. So this card also represents in traditional tarot Jesus on the cross, the great sacrifice that he made for humanity. For the greater good of all. So this is it's a major card. It's a profound card. whatever decisions that you've had to make or whatever you're doing at the moment, it's a big deal. It is a big deal, and it's going to change lives, and it's really important that you stay. Don't change course now. Just trust. Even if it has you, doubting yourself, in pain, wondering whether or not, whenever we're invested in something, there's a person, starting something new, and from memory, I think you've got a new business and this is not being psychic, I think from memory, you sharing it with us before, that you have a new business, that there is, there is some hard yards that have to be made, and you will have you sort of questioning. There are moments where you're sort of on your knees thinking, what the fuck have I done? Am I on the right path? All of that sort of stuff. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, and it's for the greatest good of others. Trust what you're doing. Don't give up. Don't give in. You will see the benefits of this eventually, but you're going to have to be patient, put up with the suffering. Prometheus is rescued by Chiron, the wounded healer, and Chiron he gladly handed over his life, because he was in a world of suffering himself. He was immortal, and he was accidentally poisoned by an arrow, and that killed a monster that Hercules had used to kill a monster. And poor the Hierophant, he suffered for many years, and he gave his life to developing, or to being in divine service, and he was finally set free for the highest good. It was divine will. His time finally came where he could end his suffering, and by doing so he also ended the suffering of Prometheus at the same time. He gave his life to save Prometheus from this world of pain, to relieve him, so that he could continue doing his amazing work. Getting involved in my own stories there. That's what I normally do. This card sounds awful. Well, how do I say this? Worthwhile things often don't happen without some suffering. It's not a bad thing. It's just you're going to have to be somewhat patient with what is unfolding. Okay. Let's see. Alana, hi, nice to meet you. Would you like a card? Are you still here? You need to put yes in the comments section. Just let me know that you're still here. What's the time? Oh, we've still got plenty of time, plenty of room for readings, hey? I've got quite a few readings to go. Still got plenty of time. Great. No, I'm talking about, sorry, Akin, I know you're here, but I'm looking for Alana. I'll get to you. Hi, Heidi. Maybe Alana's not here anymore. It's a bit slow. Oh, you are here. Great. Okay, let me pick a card for you. Okay, that card jumped out at me. Oh, Alana, this is the card of having somewhat of a broken heart. There's some healing to be had around your heart. This is the card of betrayal, where we feel like we've betrayed ourselves, or we've been betrayed by somebody else, and it's to do with matters of the heart, that there's healing, conflict, and healing needs, well, there's been conflict, and there's some healing that needs to be had around your heart chakra. And so in this card you can see here, I'll tell you the story, because I think this story's, I love the story about Eros and Psyche. We all love Eros and Psyche. It's such a beautiful love story. But what happened is, oh God, that was lightning. That was amazing. Excuse me. And now I just burped. Sorry, they're obviously releasing something. Sorry. Another burp. That's unusual. That doesn't normally happen. Okay, so it's hot all of a sudden too. So Psyche, she married this guy. She married Eros without knowing who he is, and it got the better of her. He gave her everything that she wanted, but except himself. He wasn't fully honest with himself. He wasn't fully honest with her. And he said to her that you can have everything that you want, you can have me, but you can only have me at night, but you're not allowed to see who I am. Because who he was Aphrodite's son. And Aphrodite hated her and tried to have her murdered. And he thought that one of the reasons he wouldn't let her see him is he thought that she wouldn't love him if she found out who he really was. But she loved him. She did love him. But it got the better of her, and there was an off note. She knew he wasn't being completely honest. She couldn't handle it anymore, so she confronted him. And in the confrontation, he got really pissed off and felt betrayed. But actually, he betrayed her. It wasn't really that she betrayed him. It was the fact that he actually betrayed her. He wasn't honest with her. He knew who she was, but she didn't know who he was. And then he took off, being emotionally immature. He ran off and left her and abandoned her, right? So this is the card of being hurt, feeling betrayed, and you still needing to do some work around your heart chakra around this. And there's the lightning again. Needing to do some healing around the heart before you are ready to reconnect, or to have a loving, to have a fully open connection with another. That there's some healing that needs to occur. And Psyche in the story, she has to learn about her own sense of sovereignty and agency in a relationship. She has to learn about her individuality in a relationship. She has to get this sense of she has to learn about the sense of who she is. So she goes through all of these challenges before she can truly reconnect with another in a really mature and profound way. So this isn't a negative card. It's not about that. It's about you doing the healing work, having to do some of the healing around trust issues, working around that. And it's not, you've been hurt, right? So there's a reason why there are issues around that. You need to start working on healing that, healing those issues, so that you can have the kind of relationship that you do want. So you can let yourself have that, be open to that. Look, and there's a cup standing. So, that tells me that you can. It's there. It is there, but you've got to do some of the work. You've got to do some of the healing, internal work. Okay. I'm a bit dizzy. I feel a bit dizzy, like waves coming over me, Alana. Like I'm feeling energy coming over me. I suspect that there's someone, one of your guides or a loved one is stepping in here. I don't know. I just feel energetically that there's an energy here with us, with you, for you. Yes, strong, powerful. You're being protected. You are being taken care of. You are being taken care of. We all have guides and spirit helpers. We all do. Sometimes we close ourselves off from it because we're afraid to trust. We're afraid to open our heart to the potential of being loved that much. Somewhat protecting ourselves from a harsh world. Oh, you're so welcome, Alana. Okay. Now, who am I going to read for? I saw somebody that I felt very drawn to. Sorry, Heidi, are you still here? There's still plenty of time to read for people, so hang about. My daughter's not here tonight either, so I can work a little bit overtime tonight. It's not a big deal. I've got to work in the morning, but as long as I get to bed before 9:30. It takes me a while to wind down. I do feel like pretty energetically, it just takes me, I feel like a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Like elevated after doing these lives. Like I feel quite sensitive and stimulated, like overstimulated a little bit. It takes me time to wind down. Hi Heidi, okay. Ken, I'll do you next. No, I won't do that. I'll read for you next. Okay. So there goes the lightning again. So, Heidi. Okay. I feel energetically I'm still with Alana right now, so I just need to like come back to you, Heidi. Heidi, I need to focus on you. Let me see your picture. Heidi, there you are. Okay. There's your card. Ah, okay. Heidi, this card represents how we have to rise above the pettiness of conflict and competition. This card represents how we want our creative endeavors, our passion to purpose, how we want to make manifest of our inspired inspiration, how that drops in and how we make manifest of that, how we turn that into our passion to purpose. Sometimes I think of the fire cards, or the fire element, as being the cards of soul purpose, the great adventure, the meaning makers of the tarot, how we make meaning of our experience from the position from the concept of divine will, what we feel called to do that's greater than ourselves, the great adventure that we feel called to go on. That it's not about, it's not necessarily about making money. Money can be part of it for sure, but it's greater than that. It's the destiny that you're creating, being a conscious creator of your experience. And so you can see here there's lots of competition there, there's lots of fighting. You're being called to rise above that, to rise above the pettiness, to rise above the competition, and to stay in your own lane, to get really focused on what you want, to focus on that. Don't be distracted by what other people are doing, or what other people, or comparing yourself to what other people are doing. You have your own unique path, and it's guided by your heart. You have your own unique genius, your own talents, and that's guided by doing what you love, focusing on that in the pocket of your genius. What does that mean, being in your genius zone? It means doing the very thing that lights you up, regardless of what other people think that should be for you. That their opinions don't matter. You need to stay focused on what makes you happy, what lights you up. Focus on that. Stay focused. This is like the card of when you're being called to get the tunnel vision, to forget about what's happening here. And it is about being called to greater things, rising above, stepping up into potential, upskilling, to focus on being more of who you are, instead of worrying about what other people are doing. It's easily done. Social media has this kind of impact on us, where we're seeing everybody's amazing happy reel, and posting these beautiful pictures and what they did on the weekend, all that sort of stuff. To not let that, don't stay focused on your life path. Make that important, make that essential, make that your conscious reality. Get focused on what you want. Rise above what other people are doing. Don't worry about it. Just stay focused on your path. So this is the card of not being pulled down by others, not letting other people pull you down, and also remembering that, and I say this to most of my clients, that divine inspiration, when it drops in, when we receive that inspired action, when we receive those whimsical moments where we're the what if moments, what if I do that? The time is now to act on it. It's not to be put on the shelf. You're being called to take a step towards, or let it come towards you. Move closer to it. And you come together and take a step to manifest that. Just a step. Each micro adjustment, each micro movement grows. It grows it. We have to be somewhat patient. But when we act on divine inspiration as it comes through, we get a big, what I call a big bang for your buck. Like you get an immense, it collapses time very quickly. It speeds things up, and you get what you want much sooner than you would had you waiting for divine timing, waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Okay. So, I hope that was helpful. Akin. Good, Heidi, that's great. Yes, and then acting on it as it drops in, acting on it, not being afraid. Well, it's easier said than done, because usually when we're being called to do something, when divine inspiration drops through, it does usually require us to do something that we haven't done before, or to stretch ourselves into new areas of growth. It calls something more from us, which is essentially becoming more of who you are. You already know who you are. It's about becoming more. Expansion. The spaciousness. Fire rules the imagination and the spaciousness of the imagination. Unlimited potentialities. Unlimited thinking. Unlimited thinking. Okay. Akin, this is for you. There's a hidden card there. So, this is the card. This card represents the strategist, someone who is very strategic, someone who can be somewhat calculated, and sometimes that's necessary in life, that we plan for the future, and we're trying to calculate outcomes, the potential for strategizing about what we want, and planning and plotting, and so this card has that kind of element to it. And so this card, it does represent how you are somewhat dissociated from your emotions, and very much in the mind, very much focused on manifesting. Well, how do I say this? So, sorry for laughing. I don't mean to laugh. This card, it's a very mental card. It's about mental energy, and this card represents like being a chess player, that you do need to be somewhat strategic about your future. Start planning long term instead of worrying about short term. Start planning long term. You do have to think a bit more calculated in the way in which you achieve what you want. This guy wants to win. You do want to win. You have that propensity to want to win. And this card, he does get what he wants, but it does take him time, and he does go through quite a bit of like he disappears from he runs away from his wife, and he goes off to fight, and he wins the fight, but it takes him 16 years to get what he wants. So you have to be somewhat patient with this card as well. The planning, it's long-term planning, but it is about this card is about how can I create change, and we have to be. This card is calling for you to be strategic about change. It is transformational. This card. It is. Oops, somebody's messaging me. It is transformational. This card. It is about creating. It is about the air element can be somewhat disruptive and chaotic as well, and so expect some chaos, but it's like this is the air element in its full expression, that it's transformational, chaotic and destructive as well. So change is upon you, but you need to plan. You've got to plan. You have to plan ahead. You have to plan ahead for the future. Okay. So, what's my take on the card, the first card that flew out? Oh, right, yes. Yes, that's a good question, Shay. So that card represents having what we want, having our wishes. There's a nugget of truth in the past. When that card comes up, the Six of Cups, we know with the sixes, they're all celebratory cards, and it means that whatever the love that you felt in the past, whatever you had heart connection with, that you felt strongly for, it was real, it was true, and that doesn't necessarily just mean in relationship with a lover, but it can be, long-held dreams, business goals that you feel, heart connected with, projects that you feel, that heart, this heart connection with, that it's going to come into fruition, that it is going to happen, and it happened quickly, a lot quicker than what you anticipate, and to trust that love will find a way to make it happen. And they're often, it's like the card of collapsing time. The card of collapsing time. It's a positive card. Sometimes lovers from the past return in reconciliations, relationships, but ultimately it's about whatever we truly desired in the past, and we had trouble getting or having, that it's on its way. It is on its way, and sooner than you anticipate. Okay. So, oh, thanks, Tabitha. I sometimes think I go on a bit of a roll there. You guys are all used to that, me going on a bit of a roll. Stephanie, are you still here? Are you still here, Stephanie? Daniela's here. I didn't see you join, Daniela. I wonder if you're still here. Just saw your picture. I love Daniela. She's one of my favourite guys. All my clients are beautiful. I feel a special connection with Daniela though. I think we have some, she's like we're similar in some ways. We've had some similar experiences. That's what soulmate clients are like, You get each other because you have similar experiences, so therefore you have shared values, similar values, allow you just get each other because of that. Hi Daniela, you are here. Good to see you. Oh, who did I say I was going to read for? Stephanie, you're here. Great. Okay. Yeah, I'm very lucky with my clients. I have amazing clients. I'm very fortunate, very grateful, very appreciative. I get to work with amazing people and women, amazing women. I'm so lucky. I am lucky. I love my job. I'm really lucky that I get to have these amazing conversations, and the privilege of getting to know people intimately. It is a privilege. It's an honor. It's definitely a privilege, and one that I don't take for granted. That's for sure. Okay, so Stephanie. Here we go. Here's your card. Stephanie, this is a gift coming your way, being rewarded, getting some help, receiving help. Something is on its way to you very soon, like very soon. If you're waiting for if you've been waiting for something to show up, it's going to show up. This is the support that you need, and because it's in the sign of Pentacles, it's a resource. It's a resource that you need, and it's on its way. This is the gift of receiving some kind of help, receiving some kind of financial help, receiving some kind of resource that's going to support you. And it's being gifted to you. You're being called to open to receive, to say yes. Don't knock back help. Excuse me, I'm going to burp again. Sorry. Oh, God. Sorry about that. Don't knock back the help. Open up to receive. Let yourself receive. Say yes. Let down the guard. Let yourself be supported. Let yourself be helped. Say yes to the support. As I was saying, this is about resources. Receiving some kind of resource to help you, to support you. Say yes to it. Don't knock it back. Sometimes this can be job opportunities as well. You know, quick cash. Sometimes it can be quick cash, the cash cow that just drops in, you know, and all of a sudden you receive this flow of money or some kind of abundance, some kind of cash injection. Sometimes it can be about that as well. But you expect it. Expect to be supported. Expect miracles. Expect miracles. You are a miracle. Expect miracles. Life is a miracle. Expect miracles. It's on its way. Expect it. Be open. Be open to receiving this, whatever this is. Be open to receiving it. Lucky surprises. Message me and let me know what it is when it drops in. I'd love to know. It feels good. It feels really good. There's nothing more to say about that card. It feels really good. Okay. Holly, are you still here? You're welcome, Stephanie. It's good to see you. I'm so glad to see that you're here tonight. It's nice to have you back. Oh, my computer's it's stuck again. I don't know if you're here, Holly. Let me know if you're here. I'll wait for a yes. It's really hot in here. I've got my heater going. I might turn it off. Happy to do a few more readings. How are we? Yep, another 5-10 minutes. I don't know. Whenever I feel like stopping. I'm in flow now. So, I don't think Holly's here anymore. She may have disappeared. Hi Danielle from New Zealand. Lovely to meet you. Would you like a reading, Danielle? Since you've just jumped on spontaneously. Would you like a reading? I'd love to read for you. Oops. So do the cards. They're flying everywhere. You would love one. Oh, that's your birth date. Hi, Michael. Good to see you. Okay. Danielle, I'll read for you. If this is the first time you've jumped on, I don't really answer questions. I know a lot of people do that. I stopped doing it because I had a very sensitive, well, there were a couple of sensitive questions. I had a lot of anxiety answering them because I felt like they were too personal for social media, and it just was not, I just decided that that's not how I'm going to do it anymore. So that's why I just do them like this. You're welcome. I usually get your question answered anyway. Divine will has its way somehow. Okay. I'm looking up because I keep forgetting your name because you're new. Danielle. Okay. Thanks for all the love hearts. Whoever's sending me love hearts, I appreciate that. Thank you. Danielle, here's your card. Really hot. I'm going to turn my heater off. Hold on. Oh, boiling. Oh, we had this card earlier. Danielle. So, let me talk about this card. This is King Midas. King Midas. With the golden touch. Everything he touched turned to gold. This is an abundant card. This is the abundance that exists within you, that you are incredibly resourceful. You have an ability to manifest what you want. You're really clever at manifesting. When you get an idea, it doesn't take long for you to turn it into form. This is a very prosperous card, but you're being reminded to focus on doing, or focus on love instead of the money, or focus on what brings you joy instead of what you think you should do that will bring you the resources. And so this card represents working hard, having to work hard to get what you want, and you are a hard worker. I don't like the word lazy, but I don't know what other word to use right now, but you're not slack. You know, you will go the hard yards, but you're being reminded to focus on what actually brings you joy, but so that it's worthwhile, so it's worth your time. Focus on what brings you joy, because that is what's going to lead you to your true abundance, not just financial prosperity, but inner prosperity, where you leave a legacy in the world that has you feel this sense of substance on the inside, where you feel good, you feel this sense of worth inside of you. So you're being called to really trust your heart's desires and let that lead in terms of creating money and finances, and bringing ideas into form, bringing ideas into matter. The earth element, this card relates to the earth element, and the earth element is our material reality, how you make manifest in your material reality. You have the Midas touch. You can have whatever you want. Think in unlimited ways, but make sure you focus on what your heart is calling you to do. This is your go for it, go for gold. Go for gold. Whatever it is that you are wanting to create financially, it's yours. It is yours. Focus on love though. Focus on what's going to bring you joy. Okay. So, hi Fatima. Shay, I'm going to read for you. Shay, are you still here? Let me know if you're still here. I think you are. My feeling is you are. Are you still here? I'm good, Fatima. I'm good. A bit warm, actually. I just had to turn my heater off. Okay, Shay, this is for you. I've got Spirit guiding me to your card now, lecturing me about trusting. So I'll just grab that one. Spirit, my team guiding me. Oh, the Tower. Look, do you know, people are often scared of this card when it comes up. This is the card of transformation, major shifts. So this is the card of letting down the facade. I need to tell you the story of this card because it's really relevant, and you know I love a good myth. And the myth of this in this story is very profound, I think. So that tower there is a oh God, I forgot the name of the is a labyrinth, and hidden in that labyrinth is this wild half man, half bull. And what had happened is Poseidon here had promised to share rulership with King Minos, to give him rulership of the earth. But in return, he had to sacrifice his most prized bull, this white bull. And King Minos agreed, King Minos agreed to this, but he lied. And what he did is he couldn't quite part with this bull, so he sacrificed a white bull, but it wasn't the white bull that Poseidon wanted. And Poseidon knew this and was furious. And he called in Aphrodite and a few other helpers to punish King Minos for this. And so Aphrodite, you know, she's the goddess of love, but she was also the goddess of being a bitch as well. She was nasty. She could be a nasty goddess, and she would inflict all sorts of horrible bestiality and terrible things on people. And so what she did, she afflicted this love on King Minos's wife, and she afflicted this passion for the bull. And so his wife fell in love with the bull. She didn't want to make love to King Minos anymore. She wanted to make love to the bull. And so she even got a craftsman to build a wooden bull so she could climb inside of the bull and make love to this, have this bull make love to her. And she produced this child. And so King Minos was full of shame. He was full of intense shame about this, and then built this labyrinth to hide this bull in there. But he kept this bull alive, and he fed people from his kingdom, from his city, to this bull. And this bull would only eat virgins, and it was terrible, right? Terrible. And the upper class, and so this was this shame, this big secret that this city was hiding from the world and from others. So this card represents, for use of a better word, letting down the bullshit, letting down the facades, dropping the facades, the mask, taking off the mask, stepping into our truth. And often when we do that, it causes conflict. It does, because we often say things, or need to say things, or need to break down old forms or structures that no longer serve us. So this card represents the breaking down of a world that is no longer in alignment with who you are. And it can be troubling, it can be confronting, it can be difficult to face this. But it's also freeing at the same time. But as I said, it doesn't happen without conflict. What ends up happening is they end up enlisting the help of Jason, who we met in the, oh, you probably don't remember, but who we met in the Minor Arcana, in the Wands, and some other helpers that go in and that actually destroy the tower, and the tower falls along with killing the bull, and King Minos as well. He's destroyed as well. So all the bullshit falls down, it's destroyed, and the truth, there's a truth that arises, and it's the nakedness of the truth. And the next card after this is the Star. The nakedness of truth. You drop all of the facade, all the bullshit, honesty, truth, being honest about what's really happening for you. So this card is actually your freedom. This is the card of wanting freedom, needing freedom. How do I seek freedom? That sometimes we hide behind our professional titles, or thinking that our professional titles, or what we do for a job, gives us this sense of worth, or gives us this sense of identity. But it's not all of who we are. There's more that's hidden behind that. And so you're being called to take down the mask, to take off the mask, and get really honest with yourself about what you truly want. And yes, it might create some chaos and destruction. Well, we know it does in this card. It does create some destruction, but it's for the highest good. And the next card that comes after this, I know what happens after this, is that you find yourself again. You find yourself again, and you get to recreate. This is you building a life on strong foundations that aren't shaky, that are built on truth, on the truth of who you want to be. So you get to decide who you want to be. You get to recreate who you want to be, rather than being told who you should be. So sometimes this card is about the conditions of the past. Our family, who our family told us who we should be, or how we were supposed to be in the world, and how that has been defining our reality and impacting on the choices that we make in our relationships. Yes, very fitting for telling it like it is. This card is a very confrontational card. It is somewhat, for sure. It's a major card, so it's a huge lesson for you. It's not really about, it's about getting real about what you want and who you want to be in this lifetime, the woman that you want to be, how you want to be in this world, and letting yourself have that. But it doesn't come without some, breaking down forms, structures that weren't real anyway, that weren't, in alignment with who you really are, the woman that you want to be, the woman that you want to produce. Self is produced. The self is produced. We are producing identity. We are producing identity every day. It's not static. You're allowed to change. We're allowed to make changes. The self is not static. It's in constant motion, produced by the relationships that we're having. Some relationships produce vital versions of who we are, and some relationships don't. You want to stay away from the ones that produce these not so amazing versions of who we are. Okay, so I'm going to put closure on things. Just a reminder, and I'm going to do this now. I have a 4-week channeling course, amazing course. I love channeling. I love teaching channeling. It's the art of mediumship, teaching you how to connect with spirit, your spirit guide, being a medium for spirit, being a channel for spirit, so that you can start becoming a co-creator, a collaborator of your destiny. So you can get in touch with your soul purpose, what you feel called to do, and be guided to do that with the full support of your soul family or the light beings, becoming a conscious creator of your reality. I have a 4-week course where I will teach you, I will hold space for you to access that incredible creative space. It's a life-giving space. It empowers your life. And it's something that I am meant to teach. It's my purpose. It's what I'm meant to do in this lifetime. It's constantly with me. It doesn't run away. I tried to run away from it. I think I shared a story at the beginning. I tried to run away from it when I was younger, and it bloody followed me. It followed me. I went into a job where I thought I was just going to nanny. Next minute, I'm teaching all the mums how to channel. All the London mothers with their Australian nanny. They're out there, Australian nanny. Yeah, following me around. Thank you so much for showing up tonight. Sending you all so much love. Whoops, I've just put the link in. I hope to see you all next week. Please stop by next week. If I didn't read for you this week, I'll read for you next week. And have an amazing week. And there, the link to my amazing program is in the comments. Would love for you to join. Oh, I should add, early bird finishes on the 12th. So if you want to join and get the bonus, the early bird bonus, you need to jump in. And plus, you're going to receive a free pack of gypsy cards as well. I'll send them to you. I'll send them to you in the mail. So, yes, jump in, join. You can be anywhere in the world. It's via Zoom, and it works beautifully via Zoom. I do all of my channeling trainings via Zoom at the moment, and it's working just fine. Sending you so much love. Mwah. Take care, everyone.